Commencing Autopsy 3. Time, 2104. 27-year-old female, infected with unknown pathogen. Blood analysis indicates virus. Provisional name is PAX-12. Deceased had traveled in China before returning home 2 weeks ago. That must have been pre-quarantine. Unknown if had contact with livestock, but I can definitely see evidence of insect bites. Deceased had reported coughing and sneezing with a high fever. I'm seeing a nasty rash, some abscesses around the abdominal cavity. Clear signs of immune suppression. Cause of death appears to be catastrophic organ failure. Findings match reports coming out of China. This is highly concerning. The deceased may still be infectious.
Hello all, and welcome back to Missildine Online, and welcome to our brand new series, One Part Plays, where we sit down and play a game that is either in early access or beta, or maybe just a game we haven't really played in a very long time. This game is Plague Incorporated, or Plague Inc. Evolved by Endemic Creations. Endemic Creations is a self-funded indie developer based in London. This game is a spiritual successor to the Plague Inc. that is located on the mobile platforms. You can go ahead and download that as well for 99 cents, and then of course $6.99 for all of the additional content that they have released. This game in particular, Evolved, is on PC, Mac, Linux, and is coming soon to the Xbox One. They added a bunch of great new features in this version that I really want to show you guys. So you have single player, multiplayer, and scenario creator, as well as leaderboards, options, help and info, exit game, as always. So there are options as well with any PC game. You can see basically anything you want here. I actually haven't checked out what their simple interface is, but I'm assuming that normal is actually better. They have mouse over help, auto pause game, all of the stuff that you would normally think that they would have. Audio is how it is. Video, we have a bunch of resolutions, a ton of resolutions in fact, that we could show you, but we are going to be in 16 by 9, 1920 by 1080. Anti-aliasing, you can have that on. We're going to go with 60. They do have different target frames per second if you want, but we're recording in 60, so it's fine. VSync, all of this stuff is here. Window mode, dynamic effects, particle effects, it's all here. They have a lot of really nice options. A way to literally just remap everything right here. I'm pretty sure. No, you can't actually remap anything, it would seem. And of course, accessibility. Right now, they only have English, I believe, is what they have right now. So let's go ahead and actually load up a single player game. So as you can see, we have speedrun. Compete with friends to see who can wipe out humanity the fastest. Custom scenarios. Experienced player created scenarios via the Steam Workshop. It is indeed supported by Steam Workshop, which is pretty great. And then the official scenarios, and then the main game. So what I'm going to do is show you one of the main games. The tutorial isn't in the game right now, but it will be. So if you haven't actually defeated anything yet, you will only have access to one plague when you first start, and that is bacteria. But as you can see, you also have virus, fungus, Norax worm, parasite, prion, Necroa virus, nanovirus, bioweapon. And of course the simian flu is indeed available, and that's to basically show off Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. Actually very cool that they got that. We are going to go with bacteria because that is the first thing that you have accessible to you. Once you beat the game, the main game with the plague that you chose, you start to unlock genes, genetic codes. These basically do different things, as you can see. Get bonus DNA from popping blue cure bubbles. Just a lot more things are available to you. Your plague is harder to cure, all of that stuff. Makes it a lot easier. Basically, the more you beat the game, the easier the game becomes. Beating the game, however, is not an easy task. So we are going to play on normal because I still have not been able to beat normal. There is a cheats menu here, but we haven't actually unlocked any of these yet. We need to complete all diseases on Mega Brutal to unlock the Lucky Dip strain. But as you can see, you need to basically beat all of the Brutal and Mega Brutal missions to be able to do that. So we are going to go with normal. And we are going to name our plague Love. We're going to see if if love can take over the world. You are a new bacteria. To win, you must evolve and spread across the world, wiping out all humans in the ultimate plague. Select a country to begin your plague. So this is where it becomes a little strategy, right? This is a strategy game. So these little islands that you see all over the place are super hard to spread your disease to. The moment usually that people find out that there is a plague happening, they usually shut down these icons that you can see here, which is like a naval port or an airport. So they will literally shut down things. Usually Madagascar, New Guinea, and Iceland are some of the first ones to actually shut down. If they do, and you haven't chosen the right things, you have no way of getting the virus over there. We are actually going to start in India. I have found India to be the best place to start because they have both the airport and the thing, and it just kind of helps hit these islands a little easier. You only really have 3 islands here that you need to worry about, but whereas you have a ton over here, including New Zealand, Madagascar. So we're gonna go with India. And once you're ready, go ahead and hit that. So you'll see that we have infected our first human, weak but used to hot temperatures and must evolve using DNA points to infect more people. You can click on these bubbles that happen to make it a little more interactive. Something that is super important is to click on those bubbles before they go away because they give you more DNA. The more DNA points you have, the more you can evolve your actual bacteria. We also have these buttons up here. You can also pop the orange ones. So you can pause the game at any time. You can make it go fast, and then you can make it go even faster. So we'll just go ahead. You'll see that news will actually pop up right here. Yo-yo attacks becoming more common. Nurse wages soar due to global shortage. Interesting. Nurses are on a shortage. So we have 7 points now. So we can actually go into our transmission symptoms and ability. You'll notice that we have these 3 things that we can evolve the plague, and then we have lethality, severity, infectivity. These basically tell you how severe it is, how infectious it is, and how lethal it is. I wish they would actually show you a little bit more. Like, what does severe mean next to lethality? Does severe mean that it doesn't kill you, but it just ruins your life? It doesn't really say. It's not very clear on what those are. So what I like to do right off the bat is not actually create any symptoms yet. The idea is I want to infect a ton of people without them even knowing that I'm infecting them. So we're going to go right off the bat with livestock susceptible to infection, increased infectivity, especially in rural regions, and mutation. We can also see the world, which has a bunch of different things. You can see that no ports have been closed, no airports have been closed yet, nothing has happened yet on the research for this. You'll see that only India has people that are infected. Every other country is fine. And then you'll see this is the total amount of people that are healthy. This is the amount that are infected, which is 10, and 0 dead. We can also go ahead and look at different countries, which ones are hot, which ones have different types of things here. A lot is going on here, a lot. Now, they did mention that there was a street view. I don't actually think, I haven't seen a street view. I'm guessing this is the street view that they were talking about. Not really much of a street view, but I get what they're saying. All right, so let's continue the game. So you can see that our people are starting to become infected pretty quick. Once it spreads to a new country, you'll get even more DNA points. So the more it spreads, the more DNA points you want. However, once people start realizing that a plague is happening, they're going to start developing a cure. That's the basic premise of this game, right? You need to either kill everyone in the world before it gets to that point. I have found, though, that this game tends to be super, super difficult to win. I mean, it just doesn't seem like the player is supposed to win, and I get that. That's interesting, but, like, there's literally... It seems impossible to win. The only way I've won is on casual so far. Even normal is really hard. I can't even imagine what Mega Brutal is like. Because of the way that it's done. So if you infect people too quickly, and they are dying from the infection too quickly, and you can't... Like, if people are dying faster than they're getting infected, you're not going to win. If the cure is developed before everybody is infected and dies, you're not going to win. If it doesn't infect everyone, if it misses Madagascar, you're not going to win. The only way you can possibly win in this game is by literally destroying everybody that exists in this universe. That's it. That's the only way. You have to kill everybody on Earth. No survivors, nothing. So let's go into our transmission. As you can see, there are so many different ways. We can spread it by birds, we can spread it by common fleas, mosquitoes. We can do the blood-to-blood contact. We can do water and air. Air is great if you're trying to get things onto islands, which we are. So we're going to go ahead and use both of those. Those will give the ability to our organism to survive suspended in air, especially in arid environments and plane transmission. So I meant to do water. I messed up there, but what are you going to do? I was stupid. We do want water. Water is where you want to spread the ships. Ships tend to last the longest. And then we also have symptoms that we could add. Like here, you can do, we already actually have nausea. Irritated stomach lining leads to discomfort, slight chance of infection when kissing. I like to go down this way, which is insomnia. And then that kind of goes into a bunch of mental things. And then we have abilities where create bacterial shells to protect against all climates. Perhaps the most important area, tree here, is pathogen becomes resistant to class 1 and 2 antibiotics, increase effectiveness in wealthy countries. That will continue to grow, and these are hot and cold climates. So we'll go ahead and play. If I did say anything, I wish the tech trees were a little bit connected, a little bit more connected than what they are. So you have basically the same tree, but hot only goes to hot, cold only goes to cold. Sometimes those things will meet, but not that often. So as you can see, we almost have 500,000 people infected with a lot more to go. So we can speed it up as fast as we want. If you tend to do the really fast route, it can actually become a little hard to stay on top of all of your bubbles, but you can do it. You can basically beat the games pretty quick. And then it's nice to see that it's literally going everywhere now, because we did the air. And you'll get different pop-ups that basically tell you what you need to do to create a more powerful virus, right? A more powerful bacteria. Odds are we're not going to be able to win this one. I don't think there is a method of how to win very quickly. You can see India is just getting dominated by love. Love is just destroying India. God damn it, love. Love is real. So we can go into our diseases and we can affect any of these. It's worth increasing the antibiotics and increasing the pathogen. Decreases future research speed. So they haven't even begun to research a cure yet, and when they do, it's going to be slow because we already have points in that. But we still need it to be super infectious before people start closing ports. That's when the game becomes, well, a strategy. It's really difficult to be able to infect everyone. Luckily, we were able to get New Guinea, which is one of the harder islands I've found to actually infect, and Australia. Obviously, if New Guinea gets it, usually Australia will too. But you can see there will be red planes or red ships that will go across. That means they're carrying the infection. So you'll see literally which country they're going to before they actually get there, which is nice. See, you'll see this red one just went to South Africa there. Australia celebrates the Festival of Love, which means that our, the fact that we took that stomach thing, right? The nausea or whatever, they're gonna be kissing a lot, so the infection is going to spread big time in France. So Madagascar really does tend to be the most difficult. So what we want to do is put some points. We're gonna pause it real quick and put some points into our transmission. We wanted water. And then you can see we have this as well. Extreme bioaerosol. Pathogen bypasses air, water filters. That makes it incredibly, incredibly infectious. Through water and air. So the anemia symptom mutated. Love has mutated and developed the anemia symptom without using DNA points. That's actually so annoying and makes the game incredibly hard, because if you're trying to just have it spread, it's going to mutate and start killing people when you're not ready for it. Like, we just got anemia from it. Madagascar is indeed infected, so that's good. And you'll see that it just infected so many places. Iceland is infected. The Caribbean isn't, so that's a little nerve-wracking. New Zealand just got infected. We still don't have the Caribbean infected, but it will soon. As you can see, just by spreading the ships, we were able to get everywhere. Greenland is not infected. Scientists have had a breakthrough in their understanding of fever and will be able to cure diseases with it more easily. Okay, so don't make people have a fever. So let's go ahead and pause this, and we are going to add even more traits to this. So we could make the infectious a little bit stronger, or we can go ahead and add insomnia. Insomnia, inability to sleep, makes people irritable and less productive. Sure, and then we also get paranoia. Irritational delusions and mental symptoms. Victims' distrust of others makes them unlikely to seek treatment or cooperate with others. And then you can start getting other things. Eventually we can get insanity, which means that they're not going to be looking for that much of a cure because everyone's going to be infected. As you can see, half of the world is already infected. That's crazy. A little bit less than half of the world, I should say. But we are also going to go with our abilities. We're going to go with increases this, and we're also going to make the pathogen develop resistance to class 3 and 4 antibiotics. We can also create this right here, which protects against all climates. Just makes it a little bit more powerful. We should actually be focusing a little bit more on what we're doing here. South Africa is first to instruct doctors to begin research into a cure for love. Without greater funding, it's not going to go anywhere. Madagascar, you'll see, is just becoming infected incredibly fast. We have been placed on the WHO watch list. That's basically the World Health Organization. It's good to go on there. There's actually an achievement. So we did infect Greenland. We're still waiting on the Caribbean, though. Are we? No, we are not. Everybody is infected on the Caribbean. So now we can start focusing on not really spreading it, because we already have it on every island, right? Everybody's got it now. So now we can start putting points into symptoms. Love is global. You'll see 72% of the world is infected. Perfect. The cure is at 6%. So we're gonna go ahead, pause that, and let's actually go with this. So we are making it incredibly hard for them to actually be able to cure this disease. We are also going to go with transmission as birds. All of the animals all over the world are creating chaos. So you have to pop these blue bubbles when they pop up. That is researching the cure. So you need to destroy those before they become a problem. You'll see that the USA has become the first country to try to limit the spread of love by limiting access into and out of the country. That was what I was worried about happening to the islands, but luckily that didn't happen. So we're looking pretty good here. You'll see that Canada tends to be a little bit, Russia and Canada, it's because of the cold environment, so we actually should put some points into having it survive in the cold, which will just make it a little bit easier, so that it survives there and will spread to people a little bit faster. So we'll go ahead, turn up the speed there. At some points you need to just start watching the cure, and that's it. So love has mutated and developed cyst. We'll do this. See, you'll see now that infection is spreading so much now. So much. Canada is almost entirely overrun with it. Fear slows economy. Fear of love is causing the global economy to panic. Land, air, and sea trade is slowing, as well as all economic. That's actually not that good, but since we already spread it everywhere, we're fine. So the Baltic states, you'll see, is slowly infectious. You'll see Greenland is starting to become even faster infected because of the slow. Vomiting is a thing, so we're gonna go ahead and pause this, break that cure, and now we're going to put Well, we need actually 34 DNA points to make the work a little bit harder. But if we go into the symptoms, we can go ahead and do this and then insanity. Neuropathic action of the pathogen in the frontal cortex causes severe emotional and behavioral abnormalities, significantly harder to cure. Perfect. Anything that makes it significantly harder to cure is something that you really, really want in your disease. So we're gonna go ahead and press play. You'll see all of these people are infected. That's because the first death just happened. First death from love has been confirmed in Pakistan. Bad luck or the beginning of something terrible. Who knows? There are two ways to fight development of the cure. You can be really aggressive or you can not. So as you can see, the Baltic states overwhelmed. Overwhelmed. Greenland, overwhelmed. It's pretty crazy how quickly we are actually able to infect. But again, the cure is being researched super, super fast. So what do? Well, the thing is, the last healthy person was just infected, so as long as the cure is not completed, we will be fine. So now we need to kill them super fast, but as you can see, we're no longer getting DNA points. That's the issue. That's why it's so impossible to win. It's so hard. We're barely getting any points. We're at 8 right now. So we can barely create anything. We want them to die, so what do? You know, how do you kill them? We could go ahead and use this to increase the rich regions, or we can do increasing infection rate when burst. We don't need more infection rate, that's the thing. So now that everybody is actually infected and there are no more, you can go ahead and devolve all of your transmission stuff if you would like, since everybody is sick. Just to give yourself a little bit more points, you actually need to do this, or else you just won't have enough points to do anything in the game. So it's no longer infectious at all, right? But, so we want this. Pathogen destroys motor neurons to cause paralysis, significantly harder to cure and can be lethal. We need that because, again, it's significantly harder to cure. So literally the entire world is infected. People are slowly dying. They need to be dying a lot faster because that cure is being made very, very fast. Very fast. Although that's pretty good that a tsunami hit Southeast Asia. We're able to take over the world with love. So we were able to infect everyone, but still the issue isn't that, it's that now everything is even harder. What do? How do we fix everything? Because the cure is already at 72% soon, I'm not even going to be able to do what I need to do because of DNA points. It's so hard to win this game. Sure, I'm probably not doing something right. That's a given. It's me. We're probably not. We're already almost at 80%. That's insane. We need to be killing people so much faster. Unfortunately, we focus too much on other things. That's what's so annoying about this game. So frustrating. I literally need one more point. There it is. So we'll go ahead and pause this. And we will end up grabbing this right here, which will make it significantly harder to cure. We're hoping. And then we'll go into coma, neuropathic effects in the brain, if we have enough for that, which is 27 DNA points. I don't think we'll actually get enough points by the time this happens. So we'll go ahead and speed this up because the same thing is just going to be happening now for a long time. 87%, 88%. Projectile vomiting has occurred. That's good. But you'll just see that people just aren't dying fast enough. That's a huge problem. We're at 95%. We are not going to be able to win this game. It's not going to happen. 99%. And the cure is being deployed. And you'll just see all of the infection just goes away. Isn't that just awful? And we lose. Love has been eradicated. So, what are my thoughts on this game? So, this is kind of cool. Once you're done, you can actually see all of your stats. We did 198 days. Bacteria was happening. Genetic complexity was standard. Difficulty normal. Total score 52. Really bad. But you can see right here, you can see a total replay of everything that we did. But that's the thing. So this game is super addicting, right? Because you're constantly trying to win. You need to win. That's a thing that you keep trying to do so hard, but you can never really do it. It's so incredibly hard. My issue with this game is that there are so many lose states and almost no win states. So I wish they would maybe make it a little bit more, I don't know, actually, because the game is contagious. Get it? You know what I mean? The game is contagious because you are constantly striving to win against insurmountable odds, which actually goes to show you how hard it is to wipe out the world with a bacterial thing nowadays. You know, technology is just so massively increased that how do you do this? Yes, millions upon millions of people will die, but if even a small holdout of humans exist, you lose. I don't really know. I would suggest this game, especially if you can get it on sale right now. It is an early access, so there is a lot that can happen. What I would suggest is going ahead, liking this video, and maybe tweeting at the developers too that this video is out there, and they can check it out, see what people are thinking, see what you guys are thinking as well. I liked it. I enjoyed this game. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. You can see our disease infection, boom, and then just dramatically just go down. Right. What are you gonna do? That happens. We can look at the cure requirement. Well, yeah. Research just went through the roof, even when I slowed it down, which is very annoying. You'll see our infectivity was through the roof and then went back down to normal. But other things actually do infect infectivity as well, like throwing up, projectile vomiting. So those trees, those tech trees all kind of blend in together at some point, and you're able to do what you need to do with all of them at some point, except for infectivity doesn't actually increase the symptoms. So how do you win? I don't know. I'm gonna keep playing, and if I do beat it, I will give you guys an update. But this is basically, I just want to do the one-part plays for you guys every Monday where we look at a brand new game, early access, beta, whatever, and we play it. I had a lot of fun playing this one. I've spent a lot of time in it before this video, a few hours, and it is fun. I do want to get it on mobile too, just because if I'm going to be at my computer, I don't know if I really want to play this. It's basically a point and click, right? Kind of. And it is a strategy game. It just sucks when you're playing a strategy game and you feel like you can't win. When all your strategies that you have, that you deploy, just don't matter because you miss something, or there's just so many lose states in this that it becomes very hard. And I'm very curious to see the differences in brutal, mega brutal, whatever. I do think, though, that the more genes you unlock, the easier the game becomes. So that is me with Missildine Online and our one-part plays, brand new series on the channel. Let me know what you guys think. I'm so glad to cover Endemic Creations' wonderful Plague Inc. Evolved. It is a ton of fun, if very hard. Go and check it out. You can buy it on Steam right now for fairly cheap. It was also just on sale during the Steam sale. Thank you guys so much for watching, and remember, never give up, never surrender. Like these stupid humans in this damn game!